Hey guys, what's up? Paul with Taste So Good here. Let's explore. So I'm currently checking out a really cool place here that is kind of a hidden place, I would say. A place that many tourists will never go to, but you should. This is the Donuimun Museum Village. What I absolutely love about this area is that everything is written in like the old school fonts and the old school signs, and you just kind of feel like you've been transported back to like the 1950s or something. This area was at one point the site of one of the 8 royal gates, the major gates here in Seoul. However, the Japanese destroyed it, and so the city has actually trying to turn this into an area for tourism. So it's really cool, really special about this village that they've recreated everything to look like what it would have looked like back in the day. So this is actually an example of what was basically a club. So what else I think is really cool about this particular village is that everything is free. So all these different experiences, it's all free, you don't have to pay for any of it. So definitely spend a few hours checking out everything, and it goes everything from like the really historical, kind of somber, sad parts of history into like really fun things like living your best bartender life, fantasy realness, right? So I am obsessed with this place. This is like an old school movie theater. What is so cool is that they actually play real movies in there that you can go in and watch, once again, for free, my favorite word in the English language. Check out the prices on this menu. So we have a hamburger for 300 won, that's like 25 cents. Popcorn for Ibegon, 200 won, it's like, I don't know, 10 cents or something. Ridiculous, can you imagine? You have popcorn and then you have ojinga, squid. If you don't know, it's pretty common in Korea to eat dried or grilled squid at the movie theater. This is incredible. So this is like a whole little museum devoted to the amazing Korean rice wine called makgeolli. If you don't know what makgeolli is, you are sorely missing out. It's basically this really traditional fermented rice wine that before, back in the day, it was basically for, I guess, poor people, but now it's kind of had this resurgence. And it's kind of like a hipster drink, I guess, and it's even being exported around the world. Inside of this museum, you can find out how it's made and all the different varieties, and actually see it kind of fermenting from rice. It's incredible. This is so fascinating to me. So this is like basically what kitchens in Korea look like in the 60s and 80s. So this is actually charcoal briquettes that would be used to cook the food. You can see it's kind of kitchen's all right here. So in these different pots and pans, they cook rice and stews and different things using those charcoal briquettes. You can still find those charcoal things at some like barbecue restaurants. It's always the best. One of the iconic features of Korea are these hanoks. They're the Korean style housing with the beautiful architecture and this really just super iconic roofs. And a lot of people always want to make sure you get some really cool pictures there. A lot of people head to like Bukcheon Hanok Village or even go down to Jeonju for the Jeonju Hanok Mall. The problem is it's always so crowded. But they have this little Hanok street, Hanok Gil here, and it's really small, but look, there's nobody here. So it's one of the great places. Again, it's kind of like one of those insider secrets that if you don't live here in Seoul, you may not really know about. This is definitely one of those spots you should definitely check out, because look, nowhere else are you going to be visiting, especially now after the pandemic. Bukcheon Hanok Village, there's always 1 million people there. It is impossible to get a shot without 1,000 people in the background. This is the place to come. This is where you're going to want to check out. Alright guys, so you know this is not going to be a Taste So Good video without food, right? So I come to this really cool place here at the very foothill of the village. So they are serving like traditional Korean like food from schools, I guess. It's called bunshik. Bunshik is kind of like snack foods or flour-based foods. So going for a few of their popular menus here. So I've got some tteokbokki, which is rice cake and a spicy sauce. I've got this is apparently one of their signature menus. It's keranmari kimbap. So it's kimbap, seaweed and rice and veggies with a egg roll around it. And then the last one is actually this. This is the doshirak, which is really amazing. So from what I understand, this is what kids would take to school here in Korea. So there's different things here. There is rice, there's a fried egg, there's spam jjang, there's kimchi, there's milchi, which is anchovy, and there's like maybe some stir-fried omok or odang. It's basically fish cake. So this is everybody's favorite Korean snack treat. This is tteokbokki. It's a popular street food here. I think everybody loves it. It might be a little spicy for some people, but for me, it's actually really nice. So this is the 계란말이 kimbap. So 계란말이 is like the rolled omelet. And so they put it around the kimbap. So I think this is a popular like picnic food too. You put the lid on it, you take it with you to school, take it on a picnic, something like that. Yeah. And then last but certainly not least is the doshirak. So again, it looks so pretty, it's almost too good to eat, right? The key to it is to put the lid on and just give it a good old-fashioned shake. It's actually really good. Can you imagine, like, when I was growing up, going to school, I was being sent Lunchables and processed food, and in Korea, they're taking things like this for lunch. What a treat. So there are 5 royal palaces here in Seoul, and kind of on the outside, just got the exit of the Donuimun Art Village is this one. So this is one of the smaller ones. It's Gyeonghigung, and it's not nearly as glamorous or as like famous as maybe Gyeongbokgung Palace or Changdeokgung. But what's cool is that it's pretty much like all to yourself. I've only been here a few times, and I actually don't know a whole lot about it. So if you're coming to this area, I really recommend kind of spending like a day trip here, because what you can do is you can go to the village, the art village right next door, and then you can walk right over here to this palace, take some pictures and enjoy a traditional palace. And then right next door on the other side here is one of the museums. I think it's a Seoul Art Museum, which is pretty cool. Also, this place, guys, is free. It's one of the free palaces, which is pretty awesome. So a lot of the palaces that you go to, like Gyeongbokgung, there's going to be an admittance fee. It's like 3,000 won, which is very affordable. Alright guys, I've had the best time ever here at the Donuimun Village Museum. This place I definitely recommend you check out, because trust me, you're going to have a great time. Come enjoy it before it gets too popular. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you like, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and click the subscribe button. We do upload videos around South Korea all the time. You don't want to miss it. Until next time, have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.